Hey, how you doing? I thought we'd tap into the collective energy, just see what wants to come through, what message needs to be received today. With a little next 72 hours portal report, just saw 13 on the clock. So there could be Scorpio energy at the forefront. There could be something that is being completed, something that is coming to a close. Likewise, there could be something that is resurfacing, something that is coming out of the crypt of the past and is rearing up again at a time when maybe you thought it had been laid to rest. Okay, let's check out what this energy is. Whatever it is a thing of power. It's something significant that is surfacing, or rather resurfacing over the next 72 hours. Let's see what this energy might be referring to. Has something to do with a previous loss, previous disappointment. There could be somebody who is awash in emotion. They're looking back at the past, looking back at what went wrong, and maybe they're wanting to set things right, but they're not quite sure how to pull something together here. Okay, let's have a look at this, see what wants to come through. Somebody is in their feels, somebody is awash in emotion, set adrift on memory bliss. That's an old school song, but that's what I heard. Maybe you send me and I don't know what to do to set this thing right. Okay, a whole bunch wanted to come through there. Justice, I mean, something is being balanced out. Somebody may not dig the way that's rolling out. They want to see if they can turn this around. What do we got here? Yeah, they want a new beginning here. They're hoping to make some kind of offer. Maybe have you see things their way. We got Libra energy out here pretty strongly. There's been no communication. Things have been at a halt. Somebody's really in the dark about the situation. Yeah, look at that. Cancerian energy there. Don't know how to move something forward. Completely in the dark here, wanting to get some kind of illumination. They're burdened by what they don't know. So this may be why there is the effort made to step forward. We got a King of Wands in reverse, okay? So somebody who has been really controlling in the past, somebody who has overreached their power in some way, might have created a little bit of pushback. You said, oh, I'm going to fall back. I don't want to deal with all that mess. Somebody is maybe getting a different kind of perspective here. I feel like whoever this character is, they feel frustrated. They're feeling some kind of vulnerability here. There's been some kind of loss for this person. They don't feel as strong in their position as they used to be. They also may feel a little bit out of their element. I don't know why I got this, but it gives the impression of almost turning your back on an entire city, turning your back on an entire community of people, something like this, recognizing I don't have any footing here anymore. This is not where I belong. That's where the instability lies. Maybe being around too many deceptive people, maybe really feeling like there's a lack of decisiveness also because of this particular community, or wherever this person is tapped into, something has been outgrown there, like the roots aren't no longer there anymore. There's no more stability there. And there's also this feeling of being unclear about how to cut oneself free from what has seemed quite deceptive. Yeah, a lot of illusion operating here, a lot of glamour that's been cast around. Ooh, we got a Queen of Cups in reverse, okay? This is not having any kind of true intuitive clarity, emotional clarity here. Also, manipulation at play that's been causing extreme worry, anxiety, sleepless nights. Somebody's wanting to turn this energy around. So we got fire and water in reverse, okay? Too much manipulation, too much control, too much exerting of force in this situation. And I do feel like justice is rolling out. I think the reason for the approach is somebody wants some kind of clarity from you, collective. They're wanting some kind of illumination, understanding. Maybe they're hoping that you can help them cut through some kind of illusion. some kind of hearsay. They feel like they don't have an accurate picture, and I think they don't have an accurate picture because their material's being thrown out of balance. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're not having the same kind of footing they once had. And there's problems. There's problems within a community. There's problems where somebody lives, like in terms of the people that they're associating with, like the crowd that they used to rely on, are sort of turning on each other. That's the vibe it's got here. So somebody wants to make an offer. Someone wants to extend an offer. Okay, maybe just to make an initial contact here. I do feel like this person will reach out to you. All right? They're looking for answers. Also be aware though, in relation to this, where you do have something cropping up out of the past that was a situation where there was an abuse of power, where somebody used too much force, where there was heavy manipulation. I would be careful about jumping into anything. So just have your hackles up a little bit in regard to this. I want to see more about what is this Ace of Pentacles? What is this about? I mean, somebody is hoping, they've been sending up some prayers here. Maybe they're hoping for a rescue. You know, they're hoping to find the truth. I think that that's what's really going on. It feels to me like somebody's dealing with a sharp edge of truth here. It's causing some kind of pain. They may feel like they're separated from the truth too. They may feel like they got cast out of the garden, and this kind of energy. They're calling up to spirit. They're looking for some answers. They feel like you may have the answers. Yep, they do. They feel like you may have the answers. They're looking for some kind of freedom here, and there could very well be two people connected to this, see? Searching for their freedom, looking for answers from you. Like there's a couple people caught up here. It could be a Queen of Cups and a King of Wands, both in the reverse, recognizing maybe the correct action wasn't taken back there because of what's rolling out in the material reality. It's clear that something's out of balance here, so they're searching for some kind of reprieve, searching for the truth. I mean, it's what's coming through very strongly. I do feel like whatever is getting kicked off here, it's a process. It doesn't really come to full fruition until the spring. Right now, it's just like wanting to open up lines of communication. We got Taurus energy coming through here. Okay, this could be a monetary matter. It could be something that is connected to your work in some way. These people may reach out to you through your work. Okay, this also could be some kind of opportunity coming in from somebody higher up. Maybe you advancing means loss for a couple of others here who were in the running for this position, this promotion, this opportunity. All right. Yeah, there's a little bit of a conflict brewing around this, whatever this is. I see it. Okay, this might be like kind of a competitive situation too. I'm not seeing like love vibes on the board aside from 5 of Cups, you know, and desire for alignment. But what I am seeing is a lot that's sort of focused on external things like status, wanting to claim the prize. I see a competitive atmosphere. I see arguments. I see heated emotions. I see people gunning for a position, using too much force, operating in the wrong way. And I feel like that is coming to a close. Like where people have been moving like this, there is something that's being settled here and it's pretty final. And I think that there's a couple people here that you've been dealing with that are starting to recognize that maybe they got caught up in something that gained more momentum than they were expecting. And now they're kind of like paying the price. They're seeing the end result of their actions. For some reason, they're coming to you like, I don't know what this is about, but they feel like you have the keys that they need to set them free, the decisiveness, the truth that they need. So there's some kind of communication here, but there's a drama attached to this, and you should be aware of this. For some of you, this is happening on the level of business, finances, the work arena. A couple people that maybe have been gunning for your position or trying to get your spot, whatever that looks like. And they're feeling that the efforts they made, I feel like whatever efforts they were using to try to get you out of your spot, though, was definitely like an abuse of power, using too much force, really combative means for achieving their aim here. And I think a lot of it is really about external reward, like wanting to have an up level in status, wanting to be seen as the one who won the spot. You know, there's a lot that sort of looks like more of superficial aims here than anything coming from an emotional source. I mean, I think this stuff is really coming to an end. It's pretty interesting how number 13 opened this up, and here it is again, Scorpio on the scene. Now, that's pretty wild there too. Look, we got the Hierophant here begging for a reprieve, okay? This could even involve somebody who used to really be in a position of power. Maybe they held that power over other people, held a couple people up here. Maybe even through spiritual work, it's possible. Now it's like the piper's coming to be paid and saying, hey, you know, you do have to rectify what you set in motion back there, and they're hoping for a reprieve. Let me free of this. Is there a way I can bypass this part of the experience? Nope, not necessarily. That's the way it rolls out. Okay, we got Scorpio energy coming in there. Yeah, and I feel like you've brought something to a successful completion here with the World. It looks like it ended. I think you went through some pretty rough ending in association to what looks like a group dynamic here at some point in the past. It was rough for you. You may have felt like your road was blocked. So it kind of feels to me like this is an energy that's finally turning around. It's finally turning around. You may have pulled out of a situation because you recognized it was attached to all this. You've been just sort of minding your own business, staying really focused on what you've been doing here. You may have been dealing with a fixed sign energy. You could have been dealing with a Taurus coming through pretty strongly, an Aquarius, a Leo, Scorpio in this situation. Scorpio coming through pretty strongly too. But I do feel like something is being brought to a successful completion. Capricorn energy may even be bringing about a restoration of your position if somehow your work was affected or your public standing in some way, perhaps by some kind of manipulation, emotional manipulation, all right? People trying to slant your reputation in some way, shape, or form. I see that being turned around. I see a road that was blocked is opening here. I don't feel like this road work is your responsibility, whatever this is. I just see that there's a couple people coming towards you, hoping that you can help them out of a jam that they put themselves in. Ironically, you know, kind of teaming up against you is what it looks like to me. And I think this is the time when a certain score is being settled, and it means victory for you. Victory hard earned here. This is you finally getting your just due, getting the spot that should have been rightfully yours all along. That's what I see here. Give me some more details about this. I mean, we know that justice is what's being established here. Something's being balanced out. Ooh, we got a lot crossing that conflict there. So what's that about? See? What goes around comes around. It just takes time sometimes, you know? That's what Three of Swords is all about. Three of Swords is not only about the sense of loss and heartache and grief and the rough stuff, you know, when somebody stabs one of those swords in your heart. I do think there's been some kind of deep loss here. There's been pain that you've been moving through, but it was temporary. You can never keep somebody from their true spot. You know, something that's sanctioned for someone by spirit is sanctioned for someone by spirit. It doesn't matter what kind of bibbity bobbity boo you do. You can't override that, you know. Somebody's purpose in life is their purpose. I don't care what anybody says about the destiny swapping BS as BS, you know. That's passing the buck. It's not really owning your own inner authority, the power that you hold to be the master of your course. You get to choose, you know, how you play your hand, no matter how rough the hand is that you got dealt. And I see that whatever you've been separated from, it could only be delayed here. It could only be delayed, not permanently. What's on top of this conflict? Oh, yes. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Your forward momentum is creating a hell of a lot of anxiety for someone else. See, their chariot came in reverse, but yours is up right now. What's in between? The worry, the anxiety that you've released here. It's a tower moment. It's a tower moment for someone. It's shocking. They didn't expect that you'd be able to navigate this, move out of this holding pattern, suss this out. We got Cancerian energy here, Aquarian energy, Scorpio energy. Okay. Give me some more details about this. See, I feel like whoever was the source of this conflict, whatever people were involved in sort of spurring this on, they're now experiencing a disruption of the house of lies that they built there. It's all coming down. It's all coming down. And you're moving forward. I mean, I feel like you got your freedom here. This is what's up. And so there's a couple coming toward you wanting to find the way through. But, you know, you could get caught up there trying to sort something out that's not really your responsibility. I mean, I feel like you're, yeah, it's not your responsibility. Look at this. You're like, yeah, no, I'm moving away from that energy right quick. There may be one of these people actually that is starting to figure things out. One of these people that caught wind of a tower coming down and they're like, I need to hurry up and I need to get to collective right quick because this stuff is going down. And I know if anybody's going to help me sort this out, it's going to be collective. Yeah, somebody wants answers. Like, it's sort of like taking an action because you listened to other people who were talking in your ear and they made you believe that you had an accurate view of a situation, but really they were working you. They were manipulating you because they had their own agenda. And then you follow their counsel, right? You follow their advice. You do what they tell you to do because you think that they have a correct read on a situation. It feels like somebody in their social circle, somebody they were teamed up with. I mean, this is a group of people coming together in conflict. Like that was the unifying point between them to cause some kind of drama, to cause some kind of disruption, to cause some kind of conflict, but not just doing it, you know, with any sort of purpose either. It was just merely for the sake of the fun of it. I hate to say it, but it's true. Like somebody got off on this. They got off on being the sower of dissent here. And at first it seemed justified because I feel like whoever led this little party here on this smear campaign, it looks like a smear campaign. They really thought that they were being advised by someone who knew what was up. I mean, maybe you were the target of this collective, okay? So you went through something really rough back there, but you freed yourself from this. You let go of this and you've aligned yourself with a new beginning here. It looks like whatever this is, you've risen above it and there's something coming through for you. But apparently what you left behind back there is collapsing. That's what it looks like. Like something is coming down here and somebody's freaking out because they realize that their security is being threatened. And I think this is why the offer is coming forward. That's what this reminds me of, you see? That's why they're coming your way with this offer, because they recognize that the only way maybe that they can preserve their standing, their security in a certain situation is if they align with you. That's the only thing that's going to give them protection. Okay, any more details about this? Strong fire sign energy coming through here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And this just fell in the lap. Yep. Look at this. They feel really imbalanced here. Yeah, it's not so certain anymore. What seemed like it was really dialed in is now being thrown out of balance. So that's why they're coming toward the Empress here. They're hoping the Empress has the answers. Libra energy, Taurus energy out here. Okay. Something's been causing a lot of disappointment in this situation. Something isn't working. And so this person is trying to figure this out. And they also may be coming through offering some kind of, it's coming through as almost like an admission, like I didn't get that right back there, some kind of apology or something, but I don't know. You might be like, I really don't want to hear it. You might be kind of closed off to this right now. You might be kind of shut down around this collective. It's like you're trying to protect yourself from going through something like this again. Whatever this was, it was pretty gnarly, whatever you went through. I do feel like you're really closed off. You may even pretend like I didn't see that message come on through. They're like, wait, I can't get anything to grow here though until I get the collective to actually hear me out and have them take this offer. Until then, my fields are fallow, man. Nothing will grow here. What's the crossing energy? Hangman. Hangman. Piscean energy. Yeah, somebody is hung up here, man. Somebody is hung up here. And they're hoping that you're gonna set them free. But when we're looking at matters of the Hangman, there ain't nothing you can do for this person. This person has to free themselves. Let's do a cut of the deck here. They need the illumination. But see, this illumination with the Hangman that sets them free, it doesn't come from outside answers. It comes from a shift in their own perspective. That's what they don't get. You're not there to save them from this. All right, let's see what we have on the cut of the deck here. Okay, we have a 10 of Cups. On the other side, we have the Star. So see, I feel like this is where you are right now. You've already done a lot of your reflection. You've already done a lot of cleansing. Some of you have been really active in your spiritual cleansing. You brought some kind of balance for yourself. You've been through a major storm. You did go your own way. I see that. You did have to go through your own initiatory process. I mean, for a while, you wandered through the valley of the shadow. You weren't quite sure how things would turn out. You may have felt kind of alone, isolated. You had to walk your path alone. But you're just about at the completion point with this, you know, maybe getting to a point too where you're finally going to experience some kind of coming together with the right kind of community, some kind of healing within your family, coming together with maybe somebody that you should have been aligned with all along. This does have sort of kindred energy, star mate energy here. And that's when you got these two coming through, hoping you can balance things out for them. But you can't. These people have to balance things out for themselves. I see that, okay? Let's get some information from the Shadow Light playing cards just to get some clarity here. We do have a King of Hearts. They are coming in the shadow. Somebody is trying to come in to test the waters. They want to warm things up after things went real cold back there. Things have really gone cold. Where somebody felt like they were very much in a position of power, they are now dealing with a cold front. They're not having the success and sort of like warming you up in the way they used to. And has everything to do with this Queen of Clubs in the shadow. Again, too much force. Somebody used too much force. It's also my indication of somebody could have been doing some spiritual work in this situation, at the very least, heavy duty manipulation, swaying people to create some kind of ending for you here. And something is being seen through here, you know. Yeah, somebody absolutely was doing work to create endings for you. And they felt very powerful while they were doing it. Like there is this like sense of somebody almost gloating, somebody feeling very full of themselves. And it's like now that the shoe's on the other foot, it ain't like that. It ain't so fun when the energy turns around. You have to own the energy at the end of the day. Now, whoever these characters are, it looks like there's a couple people here that are really caught up in the crossroads, trying to figure a way around these blockages. They see that you found your way around some blockages. They see that you have some kind of strength to rise above the challenges in the past. And now they want to figure out How can they find a way through? Can you help them open their road too? We got lots of 2s coming in here, but it's not possible. They're blocked. Just like you, they're going to have to figure out how to open their own road here. Lots of 2s. 2, 2, 2, 2, okay? Power number coming in there. Any synchronicities that you're seeing coming in with that 2 frequency, pay attention, because it's really speaking about what's needed to come into alignment, or on the converse, what's absolutely not in alignment with you, because not all that glitters is gold, okay? It's one of those things, it's like, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. And these people are getting exactly what they wished for. They won't realize that until they see it in hindsight. The illumination needs to come on through. They're really going to understand how everything that they wished for you is actually what they're inheriting here as they watch you find a way through. That's what I see coming in really strongly here. Okay, there could be a little love connection here. There could be some love that is at the basis of this matter. So there could have been an intimate connection involved in this situation. I just know that you didn't feel the love in this situation, whatever this is. You felt a lot of heat coming at you. You felt a lot of controlling energy. There was a lot of drama. There was separation. There was something that really severely hurt your heart, you know, and it cost you in more ways than one. To me, it does have vibes like smear campaign, okay? And you're getting to the other side of this, but man, it's not easy to own these actions, whoever acted out in this way, right? So let me do one more round of this, and then I think I'll get some numbers. And let us get some messages from a little bit of that ERISIAN Spirit Board. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So see, you're free. You're free of this. You're not delayed anymore. So this is good for you. You're not delayed anymore. You're on the other side of some kind of pain, some kind of heartache, some kind of separation. But see, these characters here, they're blocked. Look, 5 of diamonds. Whew, and that's fixed. That's fixed on their path. That's fixed on their path. I got sentience around this. So this could be like the rough side of some root work somebody did. What they tried to set in place for you, it's now got them fixed at the crossroads. Whoo! Nothing's growing there. Look at this. Nothing is growing there. Look at this. Nothing's moving forward. Nothing's growing there because the power was misused. King of Clubs in the shadow moved forward trying to slow you down. Like, this is obvious that like somebody used their power, their authority. They could have even been in some kind of authority position, or they may have known people in positions of power to create some kind of holdups for you, some kind of financial loss, you know, put blockages on your path to you being able to excel in some regard. This is somebody who definitely tried to slow things down for you, tried to interfere with your own independent choices, your own path of progress here. Partially because you didn't stick around, put up with whatever this BS was. You pulled yourself out of it. They didn't take that so well. But see, it's wish fulfillment for you. It's wish fulfillment for you. Things come right now, you see? Where you were denied before, now something's coming in to fill the cup. And I do feel like this is sort of like a review of what has happened here as well, because I am looking at the bottom of the deck, and now there's some kind of illumination that's come in for this character here. Like, they are seeing, oh, shit, man. I used way too much force back there, and I was acting blindly. I was being led by the blind. Look what happened. Now, everything I'm trying to get momentum with here is just come to a grinding halt. So they're going to come this way. And I'm not saying this character hasn't had some illumination. I think they have. I do think they want to heal. I think they want to heal with the Empress here, okay? Coming out strong with air sign energy there, okay? So strong Libra. We had Libra come out with Justice too. But this is also just speaking about that alignment, like something's been karmically balanced out. But do you see? It's like two different directions here, not facing each other here. You went and turned your back on this. You headed toward, it's interesting the way I laid it down. You headed toward your own beginning. You generated that for yourself, whoever you are. And you don't have to be one of those signs, but I do feel like whatever this is, you made a very rational choice in this decision. You know, it wasn't about you coming from a place of being overly emotional. You didn't come from a place of being really like fired up and impassioned. You really came from a very logical place with this. You used your air and you said, no, you know, I see the fires raging out of control over here. Sooner or later, that's going to combust, you know. It's not going to be what I want to be around when all that goes up in flames. And you separated yourself from the situation. You put your eyes on the prize, something you wanted to grow for yourself. You generated this for yourself. And as you generated this for yourself, somebody was here causing some problems for you, trying to hold this up. Why? Because you pulled out of this. Like you were supposed to stay here and be part of this. No, you didn't view this as your happiness, your fulfillment. And this is confirmation as a result of how you moved in this situation. You're about to get some news, like really good news. There's something you're about to celebrate here. And it's possible there's some people that got some wind of this, and so they might be kind of coming back around to dissuade you. Lure you back into the fray. Okay, let's see what we got. That's the energy I feel around, like, oh God, not this again. Some kind of frustration, man. Ooh, that's interesting how that came out. It's concealed. What is this that's concealed? The light that's concealed. Ooh. King of Diamonds in the light. Yeah. Is there a counter offer here that somebody's not expecting? You might have your pick. I see that. The way this is coming out. Look at this. I mean, clearly somebody sees that you're worth investing in. Clearly, there's something that is being offered here. There is something that's coming on through. I think you're examining what this King of Diamonds is putting in your hands, and you're sort of like weighing it out. It's almost like you're scrying into it. It's like you're understanding the weight of this choice. So there's some choice that you're making here. Do you accept this or not? Crossing energy here, coming up in the shadows. See, this is what you're thinking about, the conflict. The conflict, what happened before, not wanting to get roped back into that again. And yet I do see like there's some kind of success coming in for you. There's some kind of road opening coming in here for you. There's something on the other side of the storm. Really good news. Something you can celebrate, but you got to be careful here. You got to be careful here because very quickly your justice could become injustice. If you align with the wrong people here, you could get pulled back into another round of this karmic cycle. That's why you might let this go to voicemail. You might hold off before you respond to this. I recommend you give a little breathing room before you respond to this. Because this will blot out your sun. It will. It will. I think when you get this sort of feeling like that there's conflict here, trust that. Trust that, and you'll free yourself from getting caught up at the crossroads again. This message is going to come through, likely through social media on some level. Somebody's going to, you know, reach out to you in that way, make contact with you in that way. Just be aware of what happened before. I think that's really important. Any other further guidance here before I get some numbers and letters for the collective here? Any other further guidance here for the collective in relation to this? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, because you went your own way, that's why you have this finally coming in for you. And it's good. And for a lot of you, this has more to do with a personal desired arrival point. It's like something you set in motion for yourself, but it's been blocked by some petty shit, man. It's been blocked by some petty stuff because people couldn't deal with the fact that they weren't able to rope you in with whatever this is. And you just said, that's fine. And you did your own thing. You went in your own direction. See, look at this, covering that King of Diamonds in the light. There's this 8 of Diamonds in the shadow. This very well could have something to do with your work or something you financially have invested in, something you're building for yourself. So do be aware that offers that are being made at this time may come with strings attached, okay? And those things could get you caught up. Now, this is covering right over here, this Queen of Spades in the shadows. So let's see the council coming through here. I mean, look at this. You already balanced something out. It's coming through with the energy of temperance. Like you already transmuted something. You got over this. If you had spiritual work thrown at you, you totally nullified that. You transmuted that energy. You alchemized it. And it's in your best interest to just kind of let this pass you by. That's what I'm seeing. You know what this is. And you already have your new beginning. In fact, this is an illusion. Isn't that funny, kind of the way it is here? It's like the offer is being presented to you, but if you look at the way this is laid out, you're the one who's already holding something in your hand. You don't need them to put it in your hand. You already got it. That's what I see, but they want to try to convince you that you need them to put it in your hand. You don't. You don't. If you let this back in, you're going to be in the same position as you were before. You're going to have to fend off so much. And it will bring down what you built. I see that very clearly. Then you willingly trade places, but that's not destiny swapping. That's you not learning what you should have learned the first time before. And so you give away this new beginning that you already hold in your hands. So it's a test. It's really a test. Did you learn your lesson, or are you going to go back to following the garden path that leads to nothing but deception, betrayal, theft, lies, deceit, loss, lack of growth? Oh no, man. You know where your investment lies. Stay on this track, because whatever this is coming towards you, it's more invested in saving its own ass than it is investing anything in you. And that's the truth. That's the truth. This is a situation where there's been like some kind of no contact, okay? You went cold with this energy, whatever this is, and you should stick to your guns in regard to this. Let's get some numbers in association with this. Just get some more clues. This could be life path numbers, dates of significance. Sometimes they clue me into different zodiac houses. So we'll just see how it comes through. Yeah, I'm telling you, the energy is caught up here. It's caught up. We got the number 5 and we got the number 1 coming through here. We got life path 1, life path 5, life path 6, okay? Could all be factoring into this situation. Somebody is being approached because they're caught up. They want to get free. They're thinking you can help them get free. So any of these signs could be connected to this. With the first house energy there, we got Aries with the 5th house energy there. We got Taurus with the 6th house energy there. We got Virgo coming in, okay? 5th, why did I say Taurus? Maybe because it was making me think that's interesting. Well, that was a slip. 5th house is Leo, not Taurus, Leo. But I said Taurus, maybe because of this Hierophant energy. This might be a clue. This might be a clue about who was providing some kind of guidance or directive, promising they knew the way to kind of get free in a situation, or it could be related to Taurus house matters, okay? Finances, knowing your worth. Knowing what you're worth, knowing when it's time to get up from a table too, because you're not being valued, you're not being appreciated. 5th month, that's May. I mean, Taurus is born in May. There also could be a Gemini connection here. 1st month, Capricorn, Aquarius could be connected in this situation. I do feel like this is related to a crossroads matter. Likely it is in regard to Somebody manipulating, could be magically. I mean, there are my indicators there on the board for those who move like that. It's 39 on the clock, double 12s. Something that's a karmic blind spot, something that's being karmically balanced out. Also, there's an energy here that is a spiritual matter. I feel like that somebody is caught up, like some kind of spiritual judgments coming down here because of how somebody moved. Right? So any of these characters could be involved, but I do see like there's a new beginning coming in here for you if you play your cards right. For the collective that's being approached, give me some clues. What's going on here? What's going on here? I mean, you don't got anything holding you back. We got Life Path 6 coming out, Life Path 1, Life Path 2, Life Path 3. We got Life Path 9 coming on through. Yeah, and see, this is the thing. It's sort of like staying in your independent position is what actually puts you in a position of power. You're already kind of like balanced out right now. We look at the 2 coming with the 1, 3, that's Empress energy, 6 on its own, Venusian energy. Stay in this place because this is the place of alignment coming through for you. You've already made a choice. There's something you've already been free of. You're about to get an ace. It's a new beginning for you. It balances things out for you. Balances things out for you, and then you're going to be moving on up from this current state. So don't go and put yourself back in reverse. That's what I see. All right, let's get some letters here. Now, names come out sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I pick up names, sometimes I don't. I don't struggle to find them. I only bring in the names, you know, if they really stand out to me. If the names come through, and let's say I'm bringing in a message that's like kind of rough, and you're like, I didn't do that. That's not me. Well, then why are you getting activated, man? Don't get activated, okay? It just merely means you need to pay attention to the message, okay? It's telling you to pay attention. So unless you know for sure, like, yeah, I did that, then, you know, maybe you are getting called out. But the point is, if it's not yours, don't take it, all right? Recognize that it is a collective read. That means I'm tapping into a lot of different energies, and more than one person can have the same name, all right? So, and if this portion of the reads tends to be too activating for you, then you can always bow out, okay? That's free choice, free choice. So let's see what we got here in the next 72 hours coming out here. Somebody is going for their bachelor degree. All right, somebody might be enrolling in school. I got Rhode Island coming in relation to that. You might have finally decided on a course of study. I got Gia coming in relation to this too. Somebody could be a model, because that makes me think of the model, Gia, you know. Maybe you're focused on your modeling, but you're also recognizing you need to do something to build your security. So you've been looking at enrolling in some kind of area of study so you can be legit by society's standards. I got D&D here. Somebody likes to play Dungeons and Dragons. You might be getting together with some friends and formulating a new campaign, perhaps a campaign you actually want to root in real life. Somebody doesn't have any kind of line of delineation between role-playing and reality. It's all the same trip for them. This could be a person who at one point worked for Hewlett-Packard. I don't even know if Hewlett-Packard's around anymore, but when Hewlett-Packard was around, they might have worked for Hewlett-Packard. I also got Nevada coming in relation to this. I got Kansas City coming in relation to this too. Okay, let me see what else I got here. I got Mr. That makes me think of Mr. from The Color Purple. Someone's like Mr. man. Got a bit of Miss Seeley's curse on them. Until you do right by me, everything you even think of is going to turn to naught. There could be a Mr. type character wanting to do the right thing, maybe taking steps to do the right thing. They feel it's time. They feel like you were robbed blind. Also got the name Rob coming in here. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Somebody may have a bun in the oven. Somebody may be finding out that they are pregnant. You may be getting news of this. You, if you have been trying, may find out that you actually did conceive. I do feel like something is coming in hot here. Let me see what is coming in hot. What is coming in hot? Oh, interesting. You got a letter coming in hot. Okay. So this person may choose to reach out to you through a letter rather than a phone call. In some cases, that could be because somebody's been blocked, or maybe they just feel like you won't be receptive to talking to them. So they're going to come through in the form of a letter first. Maybe even like sending you a Christmas card, because I got ho ho coming in here. Okay. All right. Little secret Santa action coming through too. Like you might get a letter, you might get a little gift coming through. I got Bay Area. Somebody lives by the Bay. That could be San Francisco Bay Area, Monterey Bay Area, Tampa Bay Area. Anywhere where there is a bay, Tamales Bay. Got a lot of stuff coming out around California in relation to that. Okay. Somebody feels like you're their bae. Yeah. Before anyone else, okay? They'll come running to you. All right, let me see. What do we got here? We got Michigan coming in. Got Montana coming in here. Made me automatically think of Hannah Montana for some reason. Somebody's name could be Hannah. Somebody's name could be Miley. I got Smiley too. Smiley is somebody's nickname. It's coming through. So got Vermont coming through here. Yeah, this keeps coming through. I keep getting king coming through. So the kings are really active at this time. There is a masculine here that is a king. There is. There's some masculine here that is a king. Like their intention is in the right place. Somebody has straightened their crown. Somebody knows how to rule their kingdom. Yep, that's how it's coming through. Somebody knows how to rule their kingdom and their intentions are in the right place, okay? But there's a little bit here about maybe determining who that is, okay? And that's why the race is on. Who gets to you first, collective? Who gets to spin the narrative first? So you're going to have to exercise your powers of discernment in relation to this, whatever this is. All right? Know when something should be on again and when to call something off. Like it's your determination. I feel like you have to make a really important choice here and you want to make sure that you don't get this choice wrong because it's very critical at this point. The way you move is going to be the determining factor. But yeah, king keeps coming in. Somebody's name could be King. That's just, it keeps coming in over and over and over again here. I got vet. Okay, so somebody, somebody may be studying to become a vet just because that information came in before. There could be a pet in need of a trip to the vet for their annual stuff, you know. They need a little checkup. Should make that appointment soon. Or you might need to take your pet to the vet. It doesn't feel like it's anything real serious. It just feels like it's time. It's time for a little checkup. Okay. And that's what I got. Okay. Hope that helps. Hope that gives you some kind of clarity. And let's see how it all rolls out over the next 72 hours. I'll catch you tomorrow.